In machine learning, two of the most common failures are called underfitting and overfitting. But those words alone don't explain why models fail. In machine learning, everything starts with data. Each dot you see is an observation, a real measurement from the world. No two houses are identical. Location, age, condition, all of that affects the price. That's why real data is messy. It contains noise, randomness, and imperfections, and that's okay. Because our goal is not to copy the dots. Our goal is to understand the pattern behind them. What we really want is something deeper, a mathematical rule, a function, that tells us what price to expect for a house given its square footage. If we had that formula, we could plug in the square footage and immediately make a prediction. But here's the problem, we don't know that formula. The real world doesn't hand it to us. All we have are these observations, so instead of writing the formula ourselves, we use a machine learning algorithm to get an approximation of that relationship from the data. That process, learning a function from examples, is what machine learning is really about. In the real world, the true function is hidden. All we ever observe are noisy samples, scattered dots like these. So when we train a machine learning model, our goal is not to rediscover the exact truth, because we can't. Our goal is to learn a function that approximates this hidden relationship as well as possible. But there's another problem. If we only judge our model using the data it has already seen, we might fool ourselves. To really know whether a model has learned something meaningful, we test it on new data, observations it has never seen before. This test data comes from the same underlying process, the same hidden truth, but it is collected separately. It represents new houses, new situations, and new uncertainty. The goal of the test set is simple, to check whether our learned approximation generalizes beyond the training data. Let's try our first model. To keep things simple, we start with linear regression, a model that learns a straight line through the data. This model makes a very strong assumption that house price increases in a perfectly linear way with the number of rooms. Even if we try to adjust it, tilting it slightly up or down, the model is still stuck being a straight line. The problem isn't how we fit the line. The problem is the model itself. It's too rigid. It can't bend enough to follow the pattern hidden in the data. Because of that, this model fails to approximate the true relationship between the number of rooms and house prices. This is what we call underfitting, when a model is too simple to capture the structure of the data. We can already see the problem visually, but we can also measure it. When we compute the error on the training data, it's high. The model makes large mistakes even on the examples it was trained on. But the problem doesn't stop there. When we evaluate the same model on new, unseen data, it performs just as poorly. The model performs badly on the data it trained on, and it performs badly on new data. It hasn't learned the underlying pattern at all. Underfitting means the model simply hasn't learned enough. So let's try a different kind of model. One that's flexible enough to learn more than a straight line, but not so flexible that it chases every fluctuation in the data. By giving the model just a bit more freedom, it can now capture the curvature in the relationship between the number of rooms and house prices. This model doesn't try to explain every random variation. Instead, it focuses on the signal, the structure that actually matters, and now, when we measure its performance on the training data, the error is low. This is what learning looks like. But training performance alone isn't the goal. True learning is about generalization, how well the model performs on data it has never seen before. If the model has really learned the underlying pattern, it should make good predictions here too. When we compute the test error, we see the same story. This model performs well on the data it trained on, and it performs well on new data. That's the balance we're looking for. This is what it means for a model to generalize. It hasn't memorized the data. It has learned something real about the world. Now let's push things further. Suppose we use a model with much more flexibility, one that can represent very complex functions. With enough flexibility, the model can fit every training point perfectly. At first glance, this looks amazing. The model matches the training data almost perfectly. But this isn't real understanding. The model isn't learning the underlying pattern, it's just memorizing the training data. Here's what that really means. The model has learned things like a house with exactly 4 rooms sold for this exact price. A house with exactly 5 rooms sold for that exact price. Instead of learning a general relationship between rooms and price, the model is remembering individual houses. The training error is almost zero. But that alone doesn't mean the model understands how house prices actually work. To see why, let's test this model on new data it has never seen before. So in our concrete example, let's test the model on new houses. If the model had learned the real relationship, it would still perform well here. Imagine a new house with 4 rooms. It's not identical to any house in the training data. It has a different location, a different age, and a different condition. A model that understands the true relationship would still give a reasonable price. But this model doesn't know what to do unless the house looks exactly like one it has already memorized. Instead, the predictions are wildly off, too high in some places, too low in others. Even though the model fits the training data almost perfectly, it performs very poorly on new data. This is overfitting. The model has memorized the training data, but it hasn't learned the underlying pattern. As a result, it fails to generalize. Now that we've seen all 3 cases, let's compare them side by side. On the left, the underfitting model. This model assumes house prices increase in an overly simple way. It ignores important structure and gets both old and new predictions wrong. In the middle, the well-fit model. This model has learned something meaningful, how house prices tend to change as the number of rooms increases. On the right, the overfitting model. This model knows the exact prices of houses it has already seen, but that knowledge doesn't transfer to new houses. Only one of these models truly understands the data. The underfitting model is too simple. It can't capture the structure of the data. The overfitting model is too complex. It memorized the training set but fails on new data. True learning lives in between. The goal isn't to use the simplest model, and it isn't to use the most complex one. The goal is to find a model that captures the signal, without chasing the noise. This tension we've been exploring has a name. It's called the bias-variance trade-off. Models on the left side of this curve have high bias. They make strong assumptions about the world, like assuming house prices must follow a straight line. That simplicity makes them stable, but also blind to important structure. Models on the right side have high variance. They're extremely flexible. They react to every small fluctuation in the training data, including noise. Underfitting is what happens when bias is too high. Overfitting is what happens when variance is too high. The goal is to find the sweet spot, where the model is flexible enough to learn the pattern, but stable enough to generalize. If you'd like a deeper dive into why this is called bias and variance, let me know in the comments. That's a whole story on its own. This trade-off isn't just a theoretical idea. Every machine learning model faces it. From simple linear regression to massive neural networks, the challenge is always the same. Learning isn't about being as complex as possible. Underfitting means the model never really learned. Overfitting means it learned too much, the wrong things. Real learning lives in between. Every good model walks this balance, between simplicity and flexibility, between bias and variance. And once you see this trade-off, you'll start seeing it everywhere. If you'd like to see how we actually control this balance, using techniques like regularization, validation, and early stopping, let me know, and we'll explore that next.